All right, y'all. So this is part one of going over the stuff for week three for our school closure. Just saw on the news that that Governor Kemp ordered all schools to be closed through the end of the year. So this isn't exactly like the way that I'm doing it right now. This is not exactly how class will be, but it looks like we'll be home. I just want to let you guys know I hear you that the last couple of weeks have been a lot of work. I don't like the way that I've had it set up. I'm going to change it. That's just going to take some time for me to plan, and luckily we have spring break coming up. So I assure you, on the other side of spring break, things will be a lot easier, a lot more digestible. We'll only have 2 days a week that we're working on. You probably just saw the email from Mr. Cheney that from now on you guys will kind of be on a block schedule. Monday technically evens, Tuesday odds, Wednesday evens, Thursday odds, and Friday is a catch-up day. So you'll only see two different assignments from each class per week, or maybe two different sets of assignments per each class per week. That's one less than three. So we'll get through this, and it'll be awesome again one day. But I'm going to go over the stuff for week three right now, and that first thing is to go through all the practice quizzes. So we've already done one back in the week one video. So I'm going to go here to stage 9 practice quizzes. We already did dative Latin to English one. I'm going to go down to we'll go to the model sentences. We'll start there. All right, looks like a lot of people have tried it. As you can see, you can do it multiple times. Oh, good. I've already done 1 and 2. I'll have to come back for that. Postquam discum, or quintus discum emissit, discus statuum percussit. After Quintus threw the disc struck the statue. Or whoops, the discus struck the statue. All right. Question number 4, or number 7. Metella filio donum quaerebat. Metella quaerebat was searching for a donum, a gift, filio, for the son. Remember, filio is dative. It can be to the son or for the son. In that case, it makes a lot more sense to say for the son than to the son. That's why I chose that. Just context. Number 8, mercator, the merchant. Ostendit, shows. Togas feminis, the togas, to the women. Feminis, dative plural. So to the women. Number 6, Clemens hospitibus vinum offerebat. Clemens offerebat was offering. Vinum, wine. Hospitibus, to the guests. Melissa mercatori pecuniam dedit. Melissa dedit, gave. Pecuniam, money. Mercatori, that's the dative of merchant, so it's dative singular, so it's just to the merchant. Since that's third declension, if it were mercatoribus, then it'd be to the merchants. Whoops, I said Melissa. The answer key is Metella. Clearly I'm an idiot. I'm very sorry about that. Bad answer key. Quintus ancili signum dedit. Quintus dedit, gave. Signum, the sign, ancili, to the slave girl. I know we associate AE with being plural, like slave girls, but first declension nouns, kind of confusing. The dative singular, to or for the slave girl, is the same as the nominative plural, slave girls, as a subject. You just got to watch out for that. If ancili, if it were slave girls, then you'd see two things. One, it'd probably be at the beginning of the sentence. Quintus would probably not be the subject. That's already nominative. And dedit would be dederunt, because that would mean they gave, as opposed to he give, or he gave. So Quintus gave the sign to the slave girl. Complete. All right. And that's how we do that one. You're shooting for an 80 or more. Just to go over 1, 2, and 3. I got them right here. It's number 2. Quintus servo pecuniam dedit. Quintus gave money to the slave. Dedit, gave. Pecuniam, money. Servo, dative of servus, to the slave. Number 2, and in this case, model sentence 4, Quintus discum novum ferebat. Quintus amicis discum ostendit. Similar to impoliture we looked at last week, Quintus Ferebat was bringing novum discum, the new discus. You could also say he was bearing it or carrying it. Quintus shows the discus to the friends. Quintus ostendit discum amicis, dative plural of amicus, so to the friends. And lastly, number 3, postquam Quintus discum amissit, discum statuam percussit. We already did do this one. After Quintus threw the discus struck the statue. All right, so we're going to go back to our stage 9 practice quizzes. We've already done this one, Now to superlative sentence practice. Mercator est tristis, senex est tristissimus. Got a big old word bank down here, so hopefully that's helpful. The merchant is sad. Senex est tristissimus. The old man, senex est, is tristissimus, very sad. Or you could also say the saddest. Let's see what it wants. Yeah, it really wants very sad there. Anything with isimus or erimus at the end can be very blank or most blank or blankest. Canis est erat ferox. The dog was fierce. The lion was very fierce, or the most fierce. Amicus faginam longissimam narravit. The friend, told narravit fabulum longissimum, a very long story. Y'all know the type of friend I'm talking about. You could also say the longest story. The murmillos, murmulones, erant fortes, were brave or were strong. I'll go strong. Said, but retiarii erant fortissimi. The retiarii were very strong, or the strongest. All right. Lastly, Melissa erat pulcherrima. Pulcher and colere are two very weird ones. They end with an R, so instead of issima, it's going to be erima, and that means Melissa was very beautiful, or the most beautiful. As you can see, I got that right. Okay. Hopefully you guys remember that, and I hope that was helpful. And then lastly, we have dative English to Latin, and that really requires you to be on your notes. So let's see what we got. For the nose, nasus nasum, second declension, dative singular would be naso. And here, let me show you all what you can do. If like I said before, if you need help with this kind of stuff, send me a message. And I'd love to sit with you in Google Meet, take 10 minutes, and you will understand it in a way that would be very helpful for you for a long time, especially for those of you planning on taking Latin too. Oops, I went to the wrong thing. I have a grammar charts folder. I'll relink to you guys. Here's my noun chart right here. First, second, third declension endings. I'll show you guys how to figure out from here what declension it is. And here are your dative endings. This is what we're going to be working with here. First declension, I and east. Second declension, O and east. Third declension, the letter I or the sound E in ibus. So, second declension, I'm going to look, the way I know this is second declension 100% is I look at the second principal part, I look at the ending, and I compare it to my accusative. AM, nope, not first declension. UM, hey, second declension, boom. So, I want to make that dative though, because we're saying for the nose or to the nose. So, singular, one nose, I'll say not so, to the nose, or for the nose. All right. To the men. So, found the word here, homo hominem, for man. I'm going to look at that part. Nope, not first, not second. That is third declension. And I need to make it dative because it's to the, and it's men. And so, not dative singular, but dative plural. Additionally, another thing about third declension is that the nominative singular really is a maverick. It does its own thing. Homo. It's nominative singular. Everything else is going to be added on to the end of this. Hominem. So I'm going to take hominem. That's the accusative version. I'm going to change that accusative ending to my dative plural. So it's going to look like this. Homin. And instead of replacing that EM that's originally there, I'm going to change it to EBUS because it's dative plural, to the men. All right. To the man. Okay, same thing. I'm going to take homo hominem. I'm going to take my stem there, which is the second part minus the accusative ending, H-O-M-I-N, and then I'm going to replace it. I know it's third declension, dative singular, homin, me, to the man. To the citizens. Kiwes, kiwem, third declension again, em, em. Take that second part. Kiwem, take off the em. I'm going to replace it with my dative plural because it's citizens, kiwibus. To the citizens. For the noses. Once again, second declension, um, um. I'm going to make it dative plural. Nasum minus the um plus the dative plural ending is, nasis, means for the noses or to the noses. For the guests, hospes, hospitem. Once again, em, em. I'm going to get my stem. It's the second part without the accusative ending, hospit. And I want to say to the guests, dative plural is ibus, hospitibus. For the guest, dative singular. Once again, take the second part, take off the em, hospit, replace it with that dative I from third declension, hospiti, is to or for the guest. Sorry, had a very important phone call. Just kidding, it was my mom. Okay, here we are, for the bath. So we have therma, thermom. There you go, finally, a first declension one. Am there, am there. So our dative endings are going to be AE or IS. I want to say for the bath. So I'm going to take thermom, RM, get rid of that AM, and I'm going to replace it with AE. Thermi means to or for the bath. For the baths, same thing. Thermom, get rid of the AM, replace it with the dative plural, thermis, to the baths. To the citizen, kiwis, kiwim, second part without the accusative ending. I know that's third declension, and it's dative singular, kiwi. And that is how you do that last practice quiz. I hope that was helpful. Let's look back at our plan here to see if there's anything else that needs to be covered today. I'm fairly certain that there is. Use my trusty Control F to go find this thing. All right. And then it says open and answer all the reading questions for InPalestra. We'll do that in the part 2 video for this week. So for now, open up Google Classroom, follow the link to part 2 of this video, and voila.